Okay, let's move on now to the next corporate conversation. And real estate, of course, has been sizzling. Brigade Enterprises is the stock that we're focusing on. They came out with their first quarter numbers. Now, the company has seen a good recovery come through on a year-on-year basis. Of course, sequentially, there's a decline because we were in the midst of the second wave. Let's find out how business is shaping up and what the future looks like. M.R. Jaishankar, CMD of Brigade Enterprises, is joining in. Mr. Jaishankar, thanks for being with us. Hope you're doing well. So, understanding numbers is next to impossible these days. Year on year, of course, there'll be a huge jump. Sequentially, of course, there'll be a drop. So you tell us, trends now, July, August, what is the demand visibility that you're getting on the volume front and also on the pricing front? You're on mute, sir. If you could just unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Yes.
So, good morning. Good morning. With the AS 115 accounting standards, I fully agree with you. It is very difficult to decipher any kind of balance sheets these days. But having said that, I must say the Q1 of FY22, we have done about anywhere between 80 to 100% better than the Q1 of FY21. They are like to like because there is lockdown in last year of first quarter and there is lockdown in this year of first quarter. But compared to Q4 of FY21, we are about 40 to 50% down in various businesses. Having said that, July is when there is no lockdown, and I would say when there is no substantial lockdown, there is still night curfew, etc. The business has bounced back, and I would say we have done 0.76 or 760,000 square feet of residential sales, which and we have done about 4.6 million square feet of residential sales in the last year. We hope to, if there is no further lockdown, there is no third wave, I think we are fairly confident of doing better than last year. And even our hospitality sector, which is generally a drag on businesses wherever people have hospitality hotels, even that has shown substantial improvement in July and further improvement in the month of first week of August. So that way, we are hopeful, particularly if the international travel starts, hospitality should recover fairly soon.
So this sales improvement that you've seen sequentially, do you think it is just pent-up demand from the lockdown or demand from the previous quarter that has really kicked in? Or are we seeing fresh demand? And if yes, which are the pockets? I mean, you did speak about how demand from the IT sector has picked up quite a bit, between affordable, luxury. Can you just give us some more, color or granular details on where you're seeing maximum traction?
No, I don't think it is a pent-up demand at all. It is a regular demand. And I think the feeling that importance of owning a house is gone up substantially more than earlier years. Always owning a house is an aspirational thing for anybody. But that importance has gone up multifold during this lockdown period in the last 18 months. And I do agree with you. We have three segments: premium segment and luxury segment and affordable. Affordable is below 45 lakhs, and what we consider as luxury is between 45 lakhs to about 125 lakhs, and more than that is the premium from a Bangalore or South Indian point of view, South Indian markets point of view. So the bulk of the demand is in the middle sector, the luxury sector, between 45 lakhs to 125 lakhs, and maybe about 20 to 20% or so in the premium segment, and about 10% in the affordable segment. So that is how it is. And this demand we feel will sustain more so with the IT sector. Recruiting the thousands of people, or maybe in few cases cumulatively it is lakhs of people. I think the demand for housing will sustain and will only increase and will not come down is what I feel.
Okay, Mr. Jaishankar, just some specific questions. Pricing. So far in the second quarter, are realizations better than Q1?
Yes, our realization is better by about, you can say 5%. 5% is the overall improved realization. But even that I feel is not good enough, because the impact of a rise in input costs, whether it is steel and cement, and apart from cost of labor and general overheads, even other metals like aluminum, copper, overall, which are all essential for our construction sector. They have all gone up substantially, and so that way we do expect the real estate prices to go up, inch up on a month by month or a quarter by quarter in the coming financial year, or in this financial year.
Okay, in the hospitality business, you were telling us that things have picked up, but you've also brought down costs a lot. Can you tell us if there are any more levers to bring down costs in the hospitality business, and how would this help you in terms of your margins?
No, now I think we have worked, the teams have worked very hard to bring down the costs. So I must also be happy to say that in the month of July, out of the 8 hotels, 7 hotels are operationally cash positive, and only 1 hotel which is in Kerala, due to severe restrictions in Kerala, it is yet to turn cash positive. But as I said earlier, with if there is no third wave, and with domestic tourism improving, and if the business travel also commences when interstate restrictions are eased up. Today, unfortunately, quite a bit of interstate restrictions are there between, say, Kerala and Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, things like that, and also Maharashtra and Karnataka. So if those restrictions are removed, even the domestic tourism will improve, and surely if the international travel starts with the vaccination happening in a fairly good pace, it's only a matter of time is what I feel. It could be this quarter itself, and certainly in the Q3, we see a substantial improvement.
Okay. Let's talk about, the balance sheet as well, because you've been sort of repaying some debt, and I believe your ratings got upgraded by ICRA, I think. Yeah, it was ICRA that gave an upgrade. You also raised some money via QIP. So tell us for the rest of this year, will there be more debt repayment? What will the debt equity ratio be? And what did you do with the QIP money? Fresh launches? Will you be raising more money this year?
No, the QIP money is primarily for growth aspects, to do more in residential business. And see, the overall, our debt equity is below 1. It is about 0.86. But if you remove the debt of since it's a consolidated balance sheet, if you remove the debt of the joint venture partners, our debt of Brigade itself is just 0.6 is our 0.6:1 is our debt equity ratio, and that is also very substantially comprised of lease rent discounting for our office annuity business. Just on the residential business alone, if you see, our debt equity is just about 0.3 is the debt equity ratio. So that way we are fairly comfortably positioned to take on the opportunities that are likely to come by. And whatever loss that is posted, it is very substantially or it is fully met fully because of the depreciation aspects. We have larger depreciation to be observed due to hotels and retail malls and offices, annuity business.
Mr. Jaishankar, a little short on time. Actually, that was my very last question. Out of your rough 2,000 crores of revenue that you did in FY21, how much right now is coming in from leasing? And what's happening to the office market? I mean, are occupancies going up? Or, what's the outlook there on your annuity side of the business?
Annuity side, see, the clients that we have today are all paying rents. 99% are paying rents, and the new leases are inching up. We did about 600,000 square feet of leasing in Q4 FY21, and in the Q1 we have just done about 100,000 square feet. But we are under active discussions for nearly 1.5 million square feet. We need to see what happens to that. It is all decisions are yet to happen. But with recruitment happening in IT sector in a big way, it's a matter of time. Maybe in FY22 things should start improving in the particularly in the October to December quarter. We expect more absorption of office space, and also many companies will start asking the staff back in the office from October onwards, and with few exceptions, they may start in January or so. So then there is no option but to go in for more office space. And Bangalore, as you know, contributes almost 36-37% of the overall IT sector's business, including office absorption. And South India itself accounts for maybe more than 60% is the overall absorption of South India.
Got that.
That way, the thing should look up. And our annuity income also is will rise substantially, primarily because we have recently completed 5 million square feet of office, of which about 2.8 million is leased and balance to be leased.
Okay, all right, Mr. Jaishankar, we'll leave it at that. We've run out of time, but thank you so much for giving us your thoughts.